Don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
Yes, we're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
We're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
The chaos unfolding in Venezuela since the dramatic capture of President Nicolas Maduro on January 3 continues to spiral out of control, with signs that the country's political and social situation is rapidly deteriorating. More than a dozen journalists and media professionals were detained on January 5 while they were courageously covering the unfolding political events on the tense streets of Caracas. At the same time, a large-scale march in support of the ousted leader Nicolas Maduro was taking place across the capital, filling the avenues of Caracas with chanting crowds and Venezuelan flags. Adding to the political turbulence, the country's newly elected legislature was officially sworn in on January 5, only days after Maduro's dramatic capture triggered nationwide unrest. According to The Guardian, several media personnel who had been covering both the pro-Maduro rally and the legislative swearing-in ceremony were abruptly detained by the authorities. Reports confirm that around 13 to 14 media workers who had been arrested in Caracas were later released, while one foreign journalist was swiftly deported from the country. On January 5, Delcy Rodríguez, formerly the vice president under Maduro's administration, was formally sworn in as Venezuela's interim president in a tense and uncertain ceremony. However, just a day before Rodríguez took office, U.S. President Donald Trump made a bold claim, declaring that the United States government was now effectively in control of Venezuela's affairs.
Don't ask me who's in charge because I'll give you an answer and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
Yes, we're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
We're in charge.
Have you spoken with her?
Since assuming power, Rodríguez appears to have softened Venezuela's previously hostile stance toward the United States, signaling a potential shift in foreign relations. Interestingly, on January 3, before Maduro's capture, Rodríguez had sworn her loyalty to him and had fiercely denounced the U.S. operation, calling it an atrocity against Venezuela's sovereignty. But by January 4, her tone had notably changed as she publicly called for a balanced and respectful relationship with Washington, suggesting a pragmatic recalibration of her stance. On January 3, the United States launched an unprecedented wave of targeted airstrikes across multiple locations in Venezuela, marking one of the most aggressive actions in recent diplomatic history. During this swift operation, Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, were captured by U.S. Special Forces and transported out of Venezuela under heavy security. Both Maduro and Cilia Flores are now reportedly being held in U.S. custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York, under tight federal supervision. In a Manhattan federal court appearance, Maduro has pleaded not guilty to severe narco-terrorism charges, setting the stage for what could become one of the most consequential international trials of the decade.